Once upon a time, in a quiet little village surrounded by golden fields and dusty roads, there lived a farmer, a simple man, a tired man, but a good one. Every single morning, before the sun had fully risen, before the birds had finished their first song, this farmer would wake up, stretch his worn-out bones, and begin the long walk to the well. It was not a short walk. It never was. But he never complained. He simply picked up his wooden stick, tied one clay pot to each end, laid it across his shoulders, and walked 2 pots. Every day. The same road, the same well, the same walk back home. One of those pots was perfect. Smooth on every side, strong, not a single scratch, not a single flaw. It carried every drop of water it was given and delivered every drop safely home. It knew this, and quietly, in the way that perfect things sometimes do, it was proud of itself. The other pot was different. It had a crack, small, almost invisible to the eye, running along its lower side like a tiny scar. And because of that crack, every single day, by the time the farmer reached home, half the water was gone, leaked out slowly, drop by drop, along the road, soaking into the dry earth beneath them. The perfect pot noticed this, and it did not stay silent about it. One morning, as the farmer lifted them both onto his shoulders and began the walk home, the perfect pot glanced over and said quietly, almost sweetly, "Look at you, half empty again, every single day. You know, no matter how full they fill you at the well, you always arrive home half empty. You work the farmer twice as hard for half the result. Doesn't that bother you?" The cracked pot said nothing. It had no answer, because deep down, it feared the perfect pot was right. Days passed, then weeks. Every morning, the same walk. Every afternoon, the same result. And every time, the perfect pot's voice, soft and polished as its surface, found a new way to remind the cracked pot of what it was. Broken. Leaking. Not enough. The cracked pot stopped looking at the road when they walked. It stopped noticing the sky. It carried its water in silence and counted every drop it lost like a debt it could never repay. Until one morning, it simply could not hold the sadness anymore. As the farmer walked, a small sound escaped the cracked pot. Not quite a cry, just a trembling, quiet whisper. "I'm sorry." The farmer slowed his steps. He turned his head gently toward the sound. "Why are you crying, my friend?" he asked. His voice was soft. There was no frustration in it, no disappointment, just the steady kindness of a man who had carried heavy things for a long time and knew what they felt like. The cracked pot shook slightly against the wooden stick. "Because I am broken," it said. "Because I have this crack that I cannot fix and cannot hide. Every day you wake up early. Every day you walk this long road. Every day you fill me completely at that well. And every day, by the time we reach home, I have lost half of everything you gave me. Your effort, your time, your tired shoulders, all of it, wasted on me. I am not worth carrying. I never have been. I am sorry for every drop I have ever lost. Please forgive me." The farmer was quiet for a moment. Then he smiled. Not the smile of a man who is brushing something off. The smile of a man who has been waiting for exactly this moment. "Tomorrow," he said gently, "I want you to do one thing for me. Just one. On our way home from the well, I want you to look carefully at the road beside you. That is all. Just look." The cracked pot did not understand, but it nodded. The next morning came. The farmer walked to the well. He filled both pots. He lifted the stick onto his shoulders and turned for home. And the cracked pot looked down at the road beside it and stopped breathing. There were flowers everywhere, not just a few scattered blooms. A whole garden running alongside the path, stretching as far as the cracked pot could see. Red flowers and yellow flowers, and soft pink ones, swaying in the morning breeze like they had always been there, like they belonged there, like someone had planned them. The cracked pot stared. For a few minutes it forgot everything, the leaking, the shame, the perfect pot's voice. It just looked at the color and the beauty and the life growing. Right there beside the road, it had walked 1,000 times, without ever truly seeing. But then they reached home, and the cracked pot felt the familiar lightness of its lower half empty. Again, its heart sank. "I still failed you," it whispered as the farmer set them down. "Even today, even after those beautiful flowers, I still could not bring you a full pot of water. I'm still the same broken thing I have always been." The farmer knelt down slowly until his eyes were level with the cracked pots. "Did you notice," he said quietly, "that the flowers were only on your side of the road?" The cracked pot blinked. "Only your side," the farmer repeated. "Not the other pot's side, not the middle of the road. Only yours. But why?" the cracked pot asked softly. The farmer's smile returned, warm, unhurried. "Because I have always known about your crack," he said. "From the very first day I carried you, I knew. And so, many months ago, I went out early one morning before our walk and I planted flower seeds all along your side of the path. Just your side. And every single day since then, as we walked home, you watered those seeds. Not on purpose, not even knowing. Drop by drop, day after day, your crack gave the earth exactly what it needed. And now look," he gestured gently at the road behind them, "at the river of color running all the way back to the well. Every one of those flowers," he said, "exists because of you. Because of your crack. Because of the very thing you have been ashamed of since the day you learned it was there." The cracked pot could not speak. For the first time in as long as it could remember, the tears running down its side were not tears of shame. They were something else entirely. The farmer placed one hand gently against the cracked pot's side, right over the fault line, right over the scar, and said quietly, "You thought your weakness made you useless. But your weakness made all of this. You are not less than the perfect pot. You are just differently beautiful. And the world needed exactly the kind of beauty only you could give." Friends, we spend so much of our lives staring at our own cracks, the ways we fall short, the things we cannot do as well as others, the parts of ourselves we would rather hide, or fix, or simply pretend do not exist. But what if those cracks are not the problem? What if, all along, someone wiser than us has been planting seeds along the path we walk every day? Seeds that only our particular kind of broken can water. You are not too much. You are not too little. You are not the wrong shape or the wrong size or the wrong kind of person for the life in front of you. You are exactly the pot this road needs. And somewhere behind you, without you even knowing it, something beautiful is already growing. Subscribe my channel.